Yep. Yep, like people always say, I'm just gonna wait for some people to get up in here and then just sit here and just stare at the camera for a while. So I really can't do that like that. So I'm just gonna really pretty much start talking and hope that whoever come on in can, if they want to hear the whole message, they can go back and rewind it. I guess it's something different. I'm in the gym right now, so I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. I'm trying to get used to coming and talk to you all and staying updated with you all and letting y'all get a chance to see what's going on in my life. At the same time, give me some exercise in. So I feel like I can kill two birds with one stone. Give me some exercise in, and then I can get a chance to kind of share some wisdom and share some of the knowledge from me and everything. And I really didn't plan on doing this, but now that I'm doing it, I had to figure out what would be a good topic to talk about and everything. And the topic I chose is support. You know, I think that's one of the biggest problems facing the black community right about now is the fact that we're not actively supporting each other in the right way. You know, I think the biggest issue is people forget about the people that they helped them in the past and stuff, and how hard that is to continue to help and support people. You know, I run into artists all the time. They be like, man, such and such don't support me, or my people don't come out and they don't rock with me, and this and that. But here's the thing that they fail to realize is, buddy, you didn't hire me to film your last 10 events. So out of your last 10 events, I gotta listen to you tell me about, because if I'm asking you about somebody out your entourage, that means I done seen that person out your entourage enough time to feel comfortable to talk about him. So if I'm asking you about him, that means that person's been around for numerous or multiple times. So while I'm out filming these people, and I'm looking at their friends and their family come out and support them, it's hard. It's hard because they gotta pay, they gotta deal with that parking situation. You know, everybody talking about how crazy it is to go out in Atlanta now, and they complain about the cost of parking. They complain about how aggressive the security pat you down, how crazy it is for them to charge you money to get inside. And now once you get inside, there's nobody really up in there. So people are complaining about that. So imagine somebody that's a friend of yours, they do that 3 nights a week at multiple clubs, you know, because for some reason people want to be turned up, so they want to be at multiple spots. They want to hit, they want it to be like a big night, like they want to hit 2 or 3 spots. You know, you ain't really working in the city of Atlanta if you ain't hitting 2 or 3 spots a night and stuff. So imagine them doing that with you, and then they turn around and got to do it 2 or 3 more nights that week. That's a lot of money that they spending now, and they do it for about a month. So when it's all said and done, they done gave thousands to your campaign. It's just you directed them the wrong way. You directed them to take that money and push it toward toward paying the club owners and paying all them people. You know, everybody benefited. The parking lot people benefited, and they don't share a dime of your music. You know, you done bought, asked 10 of your friends to come, each one of them drove 10 times 30, 10 times 40. You know, that's $400 y'all done gave to the parking people. And the parking people don't even know who, they don't give a damn about your music. So you ask all your friends to do that, and they do it. And then here comes the 5th, 6th month, they can't make it to one of your events, and now you're looking at them like, man, that man don't rock with me, he don't support my situation like that. He does, but he just broke. You know, you can't keep going to the bank and pulling money out of the bank and not depositing it back into that bank and think that you're gonna have money left up in the bank. You know, that's what is really going on right about now and stuff. And I guess we got to figure out how to balance that out. You know, we can't forget about the one that was there for us in the past, and we most definitely can't neglect the one that's here for us now. You know, we just got to have some type of understanding that some of the help that we get now is for seasonal. They're not gonna always be around to help us. So we gotta be grateful that they're helping us during the season, and ask God to be able to show us that we can recognize that help and maximize the advantage of that help and stuff. If we can do that, then you know, we'll be okay. You know, we'll be very okay in life and stuff. But yeah, it's just me sort of sharing some of my wisdom that I feel like I might have and everything on all the way around. And I know one thing, it ain't trying to exercise and do something that you don't not used to doing as far as talking to people. Public speaking is not my thing, so right now I'm utilizing this as my way of practice, you know. So anybody that come on in, critique me, tell me what I need to do and stuff. I know I most definitely need to have a list of subjects that I can talk about and stuff so that when one subject dies out, I got something else to talk about and stuff. It just, I think my calling right about now is God want me to start preaching, and He want me to be able to get y'all to understand what is going on, man. We living in some dark, wicked times right about now. It's very dark and it's very wicked outside. And if you can't see it, then I don't know. If you just can't see it, I guess you just one of the unlucky ones and stuff. You know, or you might be the lucky one. You know, they say God take care of babies and fools and stuff. So a fool, a person that don't know destruction is coming, he's bound to be more happy than a person who knows destruction is coming. A person that knows destruction is coming, they're gonna feel some type of way to try to fix some stuff. Have you ever, like Moses tried to warn the people of the flood coming? You know, he couldn't warn the people. They couldn't see none of that coming. And so to Moses, they got to be real irritating, because now you're asking these people to come work and help and put in so that everybody can be saved, and they're not understanding it. So that can be like a curse too. So, you know, I guess in that aspect, knowledge, having access to knowledge that other people don't have access to, that can be not a good thing, you know. Just viewed as a bad thing and stuff. They say knowledge is power. I don't know, which is true, but I guess it's a bad thing too, because you know people want power and stuff. So if you can't share some of that knowledge in a way that benefits people, then they're gonna grow to hate you. You know, they're gonna feel like that knowledge. They're gonna want you to share the knowledge with them, and then they're still gonna want you to go apply the knowledge for them. So I guess that's the hard part. You know, when you got knowledge and people want some of that knowledge and stuff. Knowledge just tell you how to. Knowledge can be as simple as just giving you the recipe. You still got to go out there and get the ingredients. You still got to do all the cooking and everything. So, you know, that's the bad thing about having knowledge and everything. Like me, how that pertains to the music industry right about now. You know, I got a lot of knowledge out there about the wicked spirits out there. You know, I be wanting to help with people with the music game, but that requires for us to go outside and be around a bunch of little lost demons. You know, some of them people trying to fit into the industry, and they're walking by, so their body's gonna be filled with whatever energy is floating around out there that late night. So if it's a demonic energy, which most of the time it is, because our music is demonic. You know, we see a guy pull up to the club, he listens to all that kill, drill music. He been in the house all day playing them killing video games. His mind is toxic. You know, his mind is toxic. So you definitely want to be outside around them type of guys, and then they feel like they can drink and they can indulge in the nightlife, knowing that ain't even them. Now they trying to fit in sociology. I say it like that, psychology and sociology. Those are two different things. Psychology You know, I tell myself I'm mastering psychology because anything pertaining to myself and controlling myself and how I move, I can win. But when it comes time to getting in a group setting around a bunch of people and you can't get so many people to realize that they ain't him or this and that or they gotta work hard, that's the hard part. That's the part I'm kind of stuck trying to figure out. You know, how do you get some people to see what you see or feel what you feel? So the aspect of people who go out to the club scene and they're around a group of people, they're not gonna act how they normally would act when they by themselves. So now you got some kids that grew up like awkward. They grew up where they was just, all their friend was online, you know, so they don't really know how to interact with people face to face. So you got them out, now they're drinking, and now they're socializing, trying to fit in with what they think is cool. And what they think is cool is from the video games and the music that they've been hearing. So if they was already trained with a negative spirit, you most definitely don't want to be around that. You know, I most definitely don't want to be around it and stuff. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna talk y'all, man. This, I guess, one of the many episodes where I take some time out to be able to share what it is that I got on my mind, and you know, whoever come on in and talk to me, come on in and talk to me, and we do what we do as far as helping each other with this knowledge and information. So I know health is wealth right about now. I think I done got about 220 right about now, so I gotta get the weight up off me and stuff. It got me strong now, don't get me wrong now. You know, I'm throwing 225 around like it ain't nothing, sets of 10, like it ain't nothing, you know. Got up on the 295 and stuff. I was that far from clearing it. So, which is the milestone, because I ain't been up around there. I ain't been higher than 295 since college. You know, I ain't got up under no heavy weights. I probably was that way a couple years after college, you know, because I was training for the NFL, so I was doing a lot of heavy lifting, you know. Truth be told, shit, I probably was at about 400 around that time because I was doing 225 for sets for 20. When I worked out, tried out for the combine, I did 225 20 times. So that probably could have picked me at about at least a 360, 370 max and stuff. I just wasn't, that time I wasn't heavy lifting. I was just like light heavy lifting, but high reps and stuff. I wasn't trying to go above 300 and 315 on bench and everything and stuff. But this is my journey, y'all, and the reason I'm showing y'all this is because I hope to inspire some people that you ain't never too cool, man. Get your butt up and go to the gym. You know, get your butt up and go to the gym before you get to that age to where your kids got to take care of you because your heart is weak or your limbs is weak, and now they're telling you that you got to go exercise, but you don't know how to get over that mindset of working out. So if you start now getting yourself over that mindset of working out, then just maybe when you get older, it won't be so hard. You know, when the heart doctor come to you and say, hey, you know, you got to start eating right and exercising and all of that, you know, it won't be a problem because you already then got yourself used to it. So I'm used to it. You know, I'm used to working out. What I'm not used to is talking to you all and having a long conversation with everyone and stuff. And stuff. I guess right now this is time where I need some music to be playing and everything so we can have something to throw us off. But y'all stay tuned, man. I got a couple projects too I need to remind y'all about that I got coming. I got a movie coming called Open Mic with Hitcher Santana, Chi Dirty Down. We've been working on that for the last year and a half now and stuff. And You know, it's probably about 80% done. You know, just trying to finish cleaning it up, the little small stuff. And I gotta get back up with them and shoot some narration scenes and everything. And that'll be a project finish. Then I got a docu-series that I'm working on that I'm sending, that's finna get ready to be sent to Netflix and everything. So that's gonna be real big. I got some stuff coming, man. You know, if you're a little artist out there, or you somebody out there and you into the entertainment world and you trying to get a documentary yourself, hit me up. And so let's work on that. You know, I got some good deals going on right about now with exclusive documentaries. So, you know, that's the new way. Show the people what you got going on. So, for y'all people that's out there, yeah, I can put together a little documentary of you and make it a little A1 and stuff. That's really gonna be your resume. You know, if you ain't got no viral video resume of yourself, man, you, in today's time, you really behind. You know, people wanna, that's how people showcase what they got going on. People watch videos now and see what you got going on. And that'll tell more of a story than anything else. And stuff. 7.3 miles. It's that good for now. But yeah, man, this is grind. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to support me, keep rocking with me. Now it's time for me to go out here on the gym floor and lift some of these weights.